International Conference on the Exploration and Peaceful Uses of Outer Space. The report of the Fifth Committee in document A/6627 contains the financial implications which would result from the adoption of this draft resolution. In the absence of any request for a vote, may I consider draft resolution 1 adopted unanimously by the General Assembly? It's so decided. Draft resolution 2 is entitled Treaty Governing the Exploration and Use of Outer Space, including the Moon and other celestial bodies. The first committee adopted this draft resolution unanimously. May I take it that the General Assembly also adopts it unanimously? It's so decided. Draft resolution 3, entitled Report of the Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, was also adopted unanimously by the first committee. May I take it that the General Assembly likewise adopts it unanimously? It's so decided. Now I give the floor to the distinguished Secretary General of the United Nations to make a statement.
Mr. President, I have asked for the privilege of addressing the General Assembly today because of the importance of this occasion and because of the significance of the decisions we just made will have for the mankind as a whole and for the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations. On this occasion, I should like to congratulate the Assembly on the success of its work relating to the peaceful uses of outer space. I trust that it is no less fruitful than that of the scientists and engineers who have continued to make extraordinary advances in the exploration of space itself. I am sure that I speak for all members and all peoples in expressing deep satisfaction at the progress that has been made towards an international treaty to govern the activities of states in space. I know, too, that people everywhere share my hope that the agreement will come into force without delay. While I am gratified by the progress made so far, I note with regret that the door is not yet barred against military activities in space. The crux of the difficulty is that space activity is already part of the arms race, a fact which we have to reckon with until humanity reaches a stage of an agreement on full and complete disarmament. Space disarmament is but one segment of the broader overshadowing problem of world peace and disarmament with which the world has wrestled for so long with a growing awareness of the need, but without sustained success. Eventually, nations must surely realize that their genuine interests lie in peaceful rather than in military activities, and that their activities in space should thus be peace-oriented. Mr. President, no less gratifying is the decision of the General Assembly, which endorsed the unanimous recommendation of the Committee on Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, calling for an international conference to examine the practical benefits to be derived from space research and exploration on the basis of technical and scientific achievements, and the extent to which non-space countries, especially the developing countries, may enjoy these benefits, as well as take part in international cooperation in space activities. The recommendation is adopted as commendable as a major step towards bridging the ever-widening gap between the space powers and the non-space powers, particularly the developing countries. It is my sincere hope that the conference will only be a first step and will not only explain the practical benefits of space exploration, but will result ultimately in joint practical ventures that will actually bring the benefits of space exploration to all nations, thus helping to alleviate some of the economic and social problems that beset mankind. To this end, I assure you that the Secretariat will not spare any effort for whatever be the implications of space exploration. It is in the application of practical benefits that the developing countries have their interest in space, and it is my strong conviction that the United Nations channels should accelerate the communication of such benefits to the developing countries. It is my fervent hope that through the work you have just completed, the United Nations will be able to ensure that the exploration and use of outer space shall be a growing point of cooperation rather than a new area of conflict and mistrust. Thank you, Mr. President.